There was never a question that you couldn't do it. You just had to work for it. Hi, I'm Debra Johnson. I'm a plastic surgeon from Sacramento, California, and I served as president of the American Society of Plastic Surgeons in 2017. No, it's interesting. My parents, their education was interrupted by World War II, and so they were never able to go to school as much as they might have liked. But we kids growing up, both my parents would say, "Oh, you can be anything you want. You can be president of the United States." When people ask me, they say, "I want to get involved in leadership. What do I have to do?" The first thing out of my mouth is you have to show up. Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I want to be a leader," but then they don't follow through. And it really is important to if you're going to volunteer, to make those meetings, to be on those conference calls, to, if they ask for volunteers, to say, "Yeah, I'll do that," and to come in on time or early, and that's what gets you noticed. When I was president of the ASPS, I was invited to attend the Japanese Society of Plastic Surgeons meeting and give a lecture. So I went and gave my lecture, and I told them at the end of my talk, I said, "I just want to tell you a little personal story, how I had applied for a fellowship here in Japan, 28 years ago, and was accepted until they found out I was a woman, and then was told, it was still fine if I came, but I wouldn't be able to operate." And I said, looking out at the sea of people in the audience, my heart's warmed to see so many women, because about 25 or 30% of the audience were female. And obviously things have changed in Japan now. And I was looking forward to the day when the president of the Japanese Society would be a woman as well. When I was a third-year resident, I became pregnant and was the first surgery resident to go through a pregnancy. They didn't have a maternity leave policy. They didn't quite know what to do. And so I think it helped pave a path for future women to consider pregnancy while they're in residency training, because it's, I look back at it now and I said, how the heck did we ever make that happen? But we did. And now it's not such a difficult process for women. We actually, now that I'm on the board of plastic surgery, we're working on making parental leave even more generous for our residents, because it's the right thing to do. So I've been in practice for 30 years now, so I'm at about 60 plus mission trips. It keeps me connected, it keeps me grounded. There are so many people in the world that don't have the safety net that we have in the United States. And if a child is born here with a deformity, they get taken care of. And it may be very difficult for the parents to go through that whole process, and it's difficult for the child too, but that child has every opportunity to be made as whole as possible. Whereas if you're born in a third world country, you may never have any opportunities. You may be squirreled away in a back room, never able to go to school, or never able to get a job or find a spouse. So it seems so intuitive that, the fact that I can take a bag of tools and in an hour or an hour and a half, I can give a kid a chance. Who wouldn't do that?